Hi, this is Pranav Thakurta from GD Goenka Public School, Sector 48, Gurugram, India. With us is the famous Miss Handa, Miss Anuradha Handa, Principal, GD Goenka Public School, Sector 48, Gurugram, India. She did her master's from the prestigious Delhi University and she did her schooling from Mount School Vasant Vihar and started her career from there. And then her leadership continues to various schools. Modern Vasant Vihar, she had worked with APJ, Amity, top of the line schools. And she's the founder principal of this school. She started the school in 2012. She has guided, mentored, trained, taught thousands of students. And she has handed over her students to best of the universities in India as well as abroad. And with us, the host is Mr. Saurabh Taluja. Mr. Taluja, he's a graduate from the Ivy League University, Cornell University, and he has dedicated his profession to guide students who want to study abroad. And he's doing roughly all the countries. As he has studied in US, he's the right person to guide the students for studying abroad. And without much ado, I will request Mr. Taluja to take the conversation with Ms. Handa ahead. Over to you, Saurabh.
Thank you, Mr. Pranav. So, ma'am, broadly from school standpoint, because you have been working extensively with the school system, so just wanted your thoughts in terms of how students should be thinking about stream selection as a process now, because there are a lot of new curriculums coming in like CBSE, IB, ICSE. So how should students look at these curriculums as a way to transition into their university programs?
Thank you, Saurabh, for that question. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm a through and through CBSE person. And, whether my experience as a student, as a teacher, as a principal, I've just been in CBSE schools. So what I feel is that curriculum is never, it is not the curriculum that matters. It is how the pedagogy is and the kind of experiences children are given that enabled them for admission in higher studies, be it in India or abroad. So in our school, for example, while we are a CBSE school, but we follow a lot of international practices. I would say we follow those practices which are the best for children, which give them an opportunity to explore themselves and make right choices as far as their higher education and career is concerned. Every curriculum will have its merits and strengths. It is up to the school to convert the curriculum into a learning setup which helps children perform and give their best.
Thank you for the insights. I mean, this is actually an eye-opener for a lot of students, because the trend is that they start thinking of curriculum as a way to get into a college admission, whereas they should understand that if they perform well in whichever curriculum they are. So on the institution side, of course, we guide students over the grade 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. So what do you think is the right time for the students to start? Should they kind of think about starting early, or is it okay to even start, basically different institutions have different expectations. So how do you think that the student should make a plan which incorporates their academic profile building and college planning also?
See, whatever the children are doing, we have to make it meaningful and relevant for them at every age and stage, and make them understand that every learning that they have, be it of curricular or co-curricular, it is ultimately adding to their personality and building their profile. But yes, to make it a very formal affair, it has to start in class 9. That's what we believe in. So that, the children can... So I'll talk about my program, I Discover Me, which we introduce in class 9. And the sole purpose of this is to give clarity to children regarding the opportunities that lie ahead in professional world. We ask them to look at, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Now come back. How would you reach there? what is the kind of education that you will have to pursue at the university level. In order for you to pursue that education, how do you make yourself eligible and suitable, and how you build your profile? So I always say that, when children are coming to class 9, these 14, 15-year-old children, they have to be inspired, they have to be intrinsically motivated to do what they have to do. Otherwise, we will run after them with books and they'll run away from us. And that's not the way learning happens. So building a profile, being aware of the roadmap, of their career roadmap, understanding what they want out of life, how to achieve it, make yourself eligible, that's the way to be, and it must start in class 9. I've been running this program for the last 10 years, and one constant feedback that I have got, that my children, when they get out of school, they know what to do. They're not standing at the doorstep of the school just with marks and now exploring, oh my God, where do I go? If you want to be ahead in competition, you need to know, you should have advanced placements, you should have built your profile accordingly. You should have, tailored your personality and your skill set to map what you are seeking in life. That's what we believe in, and that's what we do. And that's the prime strength of our setup.
Again, thank you, ma'am. So just a quick follow-up on what you kind of shared, the program, which kind of helps the student to understand their career mapping and their roadmap to how they should transition into the university. So we frequently get this question from the parents also, like when I interact with them, and personally, because I've been counseling students for over 10 years, so I get this question very frequently that, okay, there are so many careers, and the students are very naive at grade 9th and grade 10th. Is there a way to kind of structure that program? How does the selection process happens? If there is any structure that you could help us understand.
So this program, the I Discover Me program has grown over the years, transformed as per the needs of the children and the society and the changing scenario as far as the professional world is concerned. So what we do is we conduct sessions which are fortnightly. This program finds place in our timetable. We have our in-house counselors who introduce children to various career options, talk about the skill set and the attributes required to succeed there, ask children to reflect on them. Then we involve our alumni, we involve professional counselors like you, we involve parents as volunteers from different professions who come and talk to children. And we merely ask the children to reflect upon, when the parents and the alumni come and talk, it's not about how you make yourself eligible. It's more about the life in that profession, the life in that course. What is expected from you? Would you enjoy that life? So when children reflect on all of this, fortnight after fortnight, they participate in various career-based activities. They do their, visits to universities, to offices, the corporates or the companies. That's all part and parcel of this program. Then we conduct a psychometric test for everyone, map it with their academic and co-curricular performance, prepare a 360 profile of every child and counsel the family into the way ahead, with the subject. And then it doesn't stop there. Ask them to research on the chosen subjects or what they want to pursue in higher education, make a presentation, work around it, suggest internships around that, so that the child has had a very deep connection with what they are wanting to pursue, so that they end up making the right choice. So yes, there is a curriculum that we have in place, which we've designed in-house, which has got modified over the years as per the requirements and the feedback of the system. Because that's the best way to, offer counseling. I have myself done a 1-year counseling course because I felt that if I'm leading this program, then I must myself be educated and proficient enough to contribute here.
So again, coming from the counseling background, because that's been my core, and like another kind of a problem that we generally faced when I was at Cornell, we still run after the ranking system. And of course, when I was a student myself thinking about my MBA program, I was also running after the ranking system. Do you advise that, okay, one should put a benchmark in terms of degree versus the ranking system. Like, what should be given a more priority? Would you put a rank of the institution? Well, this is again a very frequent question. Like, some parents come to us, they say, we don't care about the degree, just want the rank of the college. And then we get students who are like, they're very particular about the degree because degree is associated with their career. So just a thought on that.
What I feel is that both are important for sure. That definitely the course that you have to pursue is more important than the university. However, it cannot be that for the sake of that course, you end up choosing a university which does not give you enough opportunities. After all, the ranking of the university, or when the university reaches a particular level, it is because of the ecosystem that they have created for that particular course. So we must find out before choosing a university that is it giving enough opportunities to you while you are pursuing that course. Because practical experience, exposure, the strength of the faculty in that university for that particular course definitely matter. You know, a degree with no experience, no opportunities will not have a value in the real world, in the practical world. So it has to be a balanced approach that the children have to follow in making a choice. And that's why we make our students do that research in 11th and 12th, so that they are convinced with their choice.
Great. And yeah, more like final word. As a parent, you just now kind of shared that your daughter went to Australia. And anything that you would like to share with, as a parent and as a principal, that what precautions they should take, or how they should kind of preempt certain situations, so that because of how the immigration situations are changing, there is a lot of discrimination which we see nowadays, and there's a huge change in the country scenarios. So any thoughts as to what parents should preempt while they are thinking about the countries?
Yeah, I understand that the situation is very volatile. What you think today may not be there tomorrow. All I can say is that there has to be that wisdom applied for making a choice of the country. But the advice that I would like to give to the parent and even to the children who are going abroad is that when you go there, you must take experience relevant to the study course that you are pursuing. A lot of times I've seen children going overboard with, their earning or a lot of other things that they get into and move away from the mainstream. What really worked, like I said, my daughter is, she pursued her master's in education from Australia. So what she did was that she picked up all the experience that mattered, that was very relevant to what she was doing. And that enabled her to, one after the other, transition from her education into working, into getting a permanent job and all of that. Because ultimately, our time as a student is very precious. So the children must acquire the practical skills of that country for them to be absorbed in and get an opportunity to work. Because if you've gone there to pursue a course, you must, pick up the experience of the place. So be very clear with the roadmap, I would say once again, and don't waste or lose out on time. If you're there for a 3-year degree program, you should have a very clear roadmap of what to do in the first semester, second semester, what is the experience that I need to pick up, what is the preparation that the practical world requires for my placement. Those things are as important as the course that you're pursuing.
Yeah, one last question, which I also faced when I was in my high school, and I think every parent has it. How important is stream selection? That's it.
Okay. I think it's quite important. Choice of subjects, the right choice of subjects is very important, because you shouldn't waste or lose out on time, because there are others who will then be ahead of you, even if you are brilliant, even if you carry a lot of interest in the subject, but the time that you devote to it matters. So your selection of subject has to be based on the roadmap ahead. How do you want to use that subject in higher education and in your career? With that, make the choice of the subject and then follow it, fall in love with it take it to the level that nobody has taken, and then sky, of course, is the limit for you.
Great. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. And it was pleasure talking to you. And hope to stay in touch with you and get some valuable insights for our students in the future. Thank you.